Hello, hello, hello. It's Tammy. Nobody's here to see that. Thank goodness. I made a little oopsie, but we are here today for a little pop up. We're gonna call this Tell Me Tuesday because we're not going to be available tomorrow for What's Up Wednesday, and that's why we're here tonight. I'm gonna tell you about that in a second. Hi, my darling. Hi, my darling. You probably, and I'm sure you did. You got your confirmation because your order has been shipped. We are moving right along. Everything is out the door. There is one order that was placed today, well, two orders that were placed today, this evening late that we have to finish up in the morning. But everything else is out the door. Either has been picked up, has been delivered, has been postage put on it, and ready for the mailman to come get it, or is got a plan to pick up tomorrow. So whoop whoop whoop, we are on track for that. So um, I have had such a big energy day, right? I'm coming off of this like frozen shoulder situation, not knowing if I was going to wake up this morning with my shoulder in my ear or what was going to happen, right? Hello, hello, hello. And it's been a great energy day. We got so much stuff done. I mean, when I tell y'all we got so much stuff done, holy shit, we got so much stuff done. And I felt energized and I was like, oh crap, tomorrow is What's Up Wednesday, and I'm going to be. I'll tell you what's going to be up tomorrow night. I am going to be on the lawn at the Virginia Beach Amphitheater, seeing Kenny Chesney tomorrow night with my husband, my son, and my niece Juliana. My prize box came today. Oh, you have to here. Putting your comment up. I don't know whether my internet's going well or not because it's acting wonky. Wonky. There it goes. My prize box came today. For those of you that are just tuning in, do me a favor and give me a hashtag Grateful Fed in the comments and tell me where you're watching from tonight. Congratulations to Heather. So I'm going to leave this up here for a minute and I'm going to tell you what Heather won. Okay. So you see that she said her prize box came today. So I'm going to go over here to this other piece of technology here and I'm going to put this up. So um, we are celebrating the Hometown Hippie, if this will come up, Summer of Love contest. Okay. And the first weekend that we were open, we ran a contest from June 1st to the June 5th. And I said, every order gets you an entry into the grand prize drawing. And the grand prize drawing is for every order we get during that time, I'm going to go treat for treat. So there were 30 orders that were placed. So I started a giant Hometown Hippie box and we put 30 Hometown Hippie treats in a box. And one of the 30 people who placed an order won that box. And Heather was one of those people, was that person. This week we are running a popsicle stick party. We're gonna have to find a day to draw for that. We might do it Fridays, but I'm thinking it'll be a fun night to do that. So if you placed an order between last week, which was the 5th, I believe it was last Wednesday. So last Wednesday through tomorrow, every order gets you a pull of a popsicle stick, and every popsicle stick has a prize attached to it. You can't see that. Let me take this down real quick. Um, Let me do this. I don't need to hear myself either. So I'm gonna do this because I don't want to hear myself because it's so weird to hear myself. So I'm gonna leave the headphones there. It looks like I have like earmuffs on. Actually, I'll put them over here. I don't have to have them on. I don't believe. So the popsicle stick. So this week, every order gets you a pull from a popsicle stick, which has a prize attached to it or written on it, which gets you discounts and prizes and all the fun stuff. So that is one of the other things that we have for our Summer of Love contest. You can also win prizes not just for placing orders, but for telling us about how you are going out there and you are being your own hometown hippie by sharing the love, paying it forward, being kind because being kind is free. and those things also enter you into contests all summer long. So make sure you're doing those things. With that being said, right, you're like, why are you here tonight? What's going on? So, number one, hello, everybody from everywhere. Grateful Fed from Toledo, Ohio. I don't think that's Heather because her name is showing up here. Who else is from Toledo, Ohio? Hello, Han. Let's see here. We have Dennis is here. We have Kim O'Banion is here. She told me some things about Levo today I'm super excited about. Ashley is here. I'm so excited. Mary's here. Y'all do me a favor and give me a hashtag Grateful Fed in the comments if you've not done that already. And tag her friends and we're going to get some extra bingo cards out. Hi, Meredith. So I'm glad y'all are here tonight. So a couple of things we're gonna do. Number one, I'm here tonight because we're gonna be gone tomorrow night. So we're not gonna be around for What's Up Wednesday. So I wanted to make sure that y'all understood like I have a concert. I forgot it was a Wednesday night. That's what's up tomorrow night. And I'm gonna really go out and that's the point of being an entrepreneur and in your own business is being able to live in the moment. And we are going to the concert tomorrow night. So tomorrow night I will not be available for What's Up Wednesday, right? And it's also the full moon tonight. It's the strawberry full moon in June. So I wanted to come talk about the full moon a little bit. I wanted to give you an update on all the orders, right? Like I said, everything is out the door. Before I leave tomorrow, everything that has been placed to this minute is ready to go. I've got to do lemon pound cakes tomorrow because I need one lemon pound cake to fill an order, and then I have to bake 3 cookies. I have the dough done because somebody got a Father's Day bucket. And so that's everything, and then it's all out the door. And we have cooked so much today. We did today. I have the list over here. This is the to bake list, like my run list. And yes, I got some fun stuff for full moon to stay here and tag a friend. Okay, we're gonna do some card pulls tonight. We're gonna do our little full moon release ritual. We're gonna talk about all woo woo stuff. Okay, and the Reiki and all that too. So just stay with me. Okay. We did chocolate chip cookies, love spell cookies, white chocolate macadamia cookies, brownies, oatmeal cream pies, oatmeal raisin cookies, Reese's whoopie pies. We did soft pretzels and fruity pebble bars today. Um, yes, we did all of that today in this kitchen. I did all of that today. And my staff stood in there and rocked it out.
And I heard oatmeal raisin cookies.
Yes.
And where are these things?
Oh, perfect that you asked that. They're in the bucket back there. There should be a 3-pack. Can you grab us one? We'll each have one right now. In the back, in the office, in the warehouse. Yes. So we made all those things today. Every order got filled except we need one lemon pound cake, and that order came in late this afternoon, so it will be ready in the morning. So we're good to go. Do you have any infused spicy brown mustard? I do not have any infused sauces for the pretzels yet. That is coming. I have had several people ask me for mustards. Several people asked me for sweet, like they wanted some brown sugar and cinnamon and some strawberry. And I also had several people, yes, those are it. So Red is gonna. Oh, I can't believe he's in here. It's just exciting.
Yeah, I'm out of the camera site.
Oh, you are. You are. Okay. So these are the oatmeal raisin cookies that we did today. These are actually exciting for Red to try these because these are a new recipe that I've ever see how they're made a little different.
Oh, they're wonderful looking.
Yeah. So this is we're gonna have one. I haven't. I'm gonna be.
You know this is my favorite.
I know it is. That's why we put it on the Father's Day specials.
This and
for
other
cookies.
and the Toll House.
Yes. So we also have white chocolate macadamia. Okay. He's chewing. I'm waiting to see what he thinks.
Do not eat that. It's horrible. Give it to me.
There's another one. That is infused.
I know.
He said it's so bad that he's gonna take the
I don't want you to do anything. Oh no, this is delicious. This is absolutely fabulous. It tastes just like oatmeal raisin cookies.
That's good. Okay, so that's the oatmeal raisin cookies.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, so I do this on live, and I cannot eat it on live. Hang on. This is not that ASMR where those girls get real close and go. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Where is that sexy? I don't know, but Me chewing and talking while I'm eating is very rude. So I'm going to set this over here. That is going to be my night snack tonight. Does not look like I need one, but I'm going to take one anyhow, right? So no, Kim, we do not have any spicy infused mustard yet, but we're getting there. Okay, we are hoping to have a full pantry of all of the things you love infused. But here's the great part about this. Okay, so as we move into the next phases of what Hometown Hippie is really about, it's about the power of one. Right? We start with one person, one hometown, all the things. I'm encouraging each and every one of you to go out and be your own individual hometown hippie. So phase like 15, what are we on? Phase 32? What's that game? Phase one or whatever, right? Um, thank you, Kim. You know, it's interesting. We're on phase whatever of this, right? But it's about teaching you how to make your own medicine at home and how to do things like utilizing the items that I'm offering now, like the coconut oil, the olive oil, the hot sauce, the tincture, the glycerin tincture, to take those into anything in your normal. You can have that if you want it. I have another. I have there's like, babe, if you like you would say, what is it? You can't not wipe your ass and get high in this house. There's so much food in here tonight. You can eat whatever, but it's about teaching you how to utilize that and small micro dosing throughout your day, like using the vegetable glycerin. That's perfect just to put a few drops into your spicy mustard, and you now have dosed spicy mustard, right? So it's about teaching you how each go out and be your own hometown hippie. We're going to talk about the franchising and all that fun stuff. Heather Johnson's already called Toledo, Ohio, is like her hometown hippie area, and we're definitely going to have Grateful Fed area and all those areas, right? So with the full moon tonight, it's a releasing moon, right? It's a night to release things that are no longer serving. And one of the things that I thought was interesting was I watched one of my friends do a full moon ritual a while ago, and she had some really good like points, right? So one of the things that I remember her talking about was about um, not using the word release, but use the phrase, the language of the words, let it go. Because release is like it's like doing it over again. And that's saying that you're releasing it, but it might come back, right? But when you say let go, you're saying that I'm saying this no longer serves me. I'm letting it go. I'm not releasing it for it to come back. I am letting it go because it no longer serves, right? So if you're like, what are you talking about? What is the full moon ritual? What does this all mean? I'm going to explain it from where I'm at in my woo woo journey. And I am actually stepping into some power by doing this tonight, right? Because, and I'm going to give credit to someone who's on here tonight, a couple of people that are on here tonight. So, number one, I want to give a little bit of credit to Dennis Casey tonight, right? I want to read what Dennis sent me earlier. I'm not going to give you all the last part of it, but I did want to read what he did for me today. Dennis, out of the blue, and this kind of stuff, y'all have no idea. Like, um, I so it's so heartwarming when I get these little messages out of the blue, just checking in, or hey, I thought of you today, or I was inclined to do a card pull for you today, which is what Dennis sent me. He says, "Good afternoon. I felt led to pull you a card. I hope that that is okay." And it was always okay. That's always welcome. And I thank you so much, Dennis, for it. And it was so interesting because I was so busy today that I was very thankful. And I told my niece, I was like, I am so excited Dennis messaged me. I said, but I had not had time to really look at it and see what it had to say. And this afternoon, when I was like feeling like I just kind of like had a moment, I wanted to just like sit down, right? To kind of regroup. I took a moment just to glance over this. And I was like, wow. And I sent him a message back that I appreciated it very much. And I wanted to share it tonight. So what he sent me was the card that came up was the waiting game, and it was an hourglass. And inside the hourglass, it's so very interesting. The imagery on this card is beautiful, and I'm not sure if you can see it on my phone or not, but it's kind of like an hourglass. You can kind of see that angle with the glare not on it, with the rings around it. But inside the hourglass was a tree of life above it, and there's roots really deep below it, right? In the sand. The roots are like down in the bottom in that sand. As the top is blooming up, it's like breaking through the sand and it's like filling up the roots. And this card says, this card indicates that you've worked hard to set things in motion in certain areas of your life. And you're now waiting for the results to come to fruition. The number 2 is all about choice and decision. In the past, you may have been afraid of making decisions or choices, but now that you're no longer held prisoner by the fear or the constraints of old beliefs. Expect the best and be open to the limitless power of your intuition, which is presently very strong. Trust and use it to assist you. Achievement and success are assured, but once obtained, don't let it change you. Remember, you are the effort that you took to get you to this place and the gratitude you need to show the people who helped you. Stay on your spiritual path, for it will continue to guide you on the journey of your soul. Pulled from the physic. I'm sorry, I can't read. Pulled from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. And I was like, holy shit, Dennis. I'm like, what are you not, are not charging people for these readings? Because holy moly, right? Holy moly. And, and I was like, wow, I needed to hear that, right? And it was such a good card for me to hear because number one, it's 100% true, right? Waiting for it, waiting for it, waiting for it. Know that it's all good, right? Know that it's all good. Um, but one of the things that scares the crap out of me for all the next phases and all the next things and all the next collaborations is that it takes me away sometimes from the one-on-one stuff that I love, and that's giving the gratitude back to you all. And so one of the things that I've been working on is like, like today, I felt so good being in my element today, right? Today we had music jamming out. The house was a buzzing, like it was buzzing off the charts. It was the divine feminine power in this house today. It was ridiculous how good the energy was, right? Things were just chugging along. We got so much done. We got so much done. And am I tired tonight? I'm exhausted tonight. But I sat down tonight and I was thinking about this card. And, it was actually before I read the card really fully that I wrote the post about my employees today. My staff kicked ass today. The Hometown Hippie needed a staff, and Source was like, you got to do it. And I'm like, I'm so scared to release control. And I had to get out of that fear. And so I'm standing in the power of like, all right, I trust it. I'm bringing more people on. I've got more full-time hours for people. People's orders are going out more effectively. I'm able to then stretch my legs and do this next step. And I realized, right? I realized by that card reading Dennis gave me today that um the only thing standing in my way is me. And that, you know, um I need to let go, like I need to completely release and let go of the fear and the feeling of lack. So when I thought about that today, I was like, I have things I need to let go of tonight. I need to stand in this power. And I wanted to make sure that, it was interesting because I was like, I need to give thanks to people. Like, number one, thank all of you for placing orders, right? Like, I'm like, I am so humbled whenever I have like we had a good day today. We had lots of orders come in. Everything's just, chugging right along. And I'm thankful because without you, there's no business, right? So without each and every one of you, without each of the little messages and the little questions, people say, I hope I'm not bothering you. I'm asking you any questions. I'm like, no, I'm like, in the moment, do people like, oh, I'm doing something and you get a message, right? And that's, if you see me do that when I'm talking to you, like, that's what I worry about. Like, if I'm like talking to somebody, I'm like, I'm like, it's not that. It's just like when the phone dings, it may not be the most opportune time, but it's what it is. I am never offended. I am never stressed. You're never bothering me, right? Now, if you message me at 2 a.m. and expect me to message you back with an answer, and then you get nasty if I don't respond at 2 a.m., yeah, that's annoying, right? But nobody does that. There are circumstances when you can be a pest. But if it's during work hours or like at 7 o'clock at night and you're a little high, you're like, ooh, let me ask you a question. It's okay, right? But sorry, that was so low. But I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm also very grateful and for the people, like I said, who are working for me right now because they're bootstrapping it with me. They're doing whatever needs to be done. They're motivated, and um, I am very blessed. And this everything in the world is like nobody wants to work, nobody cares about their job anymore. I'm like, you know what? I try to make this an amazing place to be, and I appreciate them to let them know that I appreciate them. And I feel like that if more people did that, then we'd be better off, right? But I digress. I digress. I digress. But that card made me remember, right, that no matter what changes, I feel like I'm afraid of that, and it's like borrowing trouble, right? I'm borrowing trouble. And so what I said is that I will never forget, or I'll never not remember where I'm at I'm off 50 cents of my food. And no matter what these next steps are, and no matter what this next glass ceiling is that we're going to go through and and be the advocate for whatever we're going to be the advocate for woo woo and weed. I don't know, weed and woo woo. That should be our TV channel. Welcome to Weed and Woo Woo, starring Tammy Nelson. Um, I'm trying to that new weed is good too, that dosey dough. We just smoked some dosey dough, a couple blankets of that earlier when I sat down after dinner. And then I packed my bowl of the Fire OG. Had some edibles. It's been a great day. It's been a great day. I am perfectly medicated. I am perfectly medicated right now. Um, so I was like, so I need to stop being afraid of that. Like just like Dennis told me, right? And he said, I was like, thank you for that. He says, I'm trying to learn to trust my intuitive muscle more. And then I was like, holy moly, man. I was like, I was thinking to myself, did you watch Sunday Sermon, right? Because that's what the card I pulled was about amethyst, right? Trusting your intuition. And I have been carrying, interestingly enough, amethyst around all week. I've got my point, I've got a little rougher piece, I've got my amethyst palm stone in my purse. Just dropped into my purse to carry it with me everywhere I go. I had it in my pocket the other day, but it was all about amethyst this week, so I've been carrying that and journaling things this week. So, um, I'm very glad that and that I could. I'm very glad that my energy reached out to encourage Dennis's energy to do what he needed to do. I feel like Dennis and I kind of have a soul family connection. He gets me, and I love Dennis so much, and so I am very excited. I actually met Dennis the first time in the intuitive development class. We were in that class together. I watched most of that on replay because it was on Tuesday nights, and back then Tuesday nights got really tied up with my pure romance stuff. It was our team night. We had meetings and trainings and all these things that happened on Tuesdays, and I couldn't really get to know it. And then I started just mystical life stuff with Dennis. But Dennis, thank you for that today. And I want to encourage you to continue to trust your intuitive muscle a little bit. And if Dennis is still here, can you give me a thumbs up or a hello, Dennis? Because I do want to pull some cards tonight, and I want to pull for Dennis first if he's going to stick around, if he's cool with that. If he would like a card tonight, I would love to pull for Dennis first. But then I was like, well, it's a full moon. I got a card pull today. I want to be grateful for my customers. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Like all signs led to go live on Tuesday night. It's instead of Dennis is here, perfect. So instead of what's up Wednesday, I'm going to be like, tell me Tuesday. So let's talk about this release ritual. And what I'm going to tell y'all is this about my brand of special magic, right? Number one, um, when I say magic, I want to say this. Um, I feel like I know, not I feel, it's a fact that every single person walking this planet has magic within them. We all have our special brand of superpower and chutzpah, right? Or mojo or whatever it may be. Now, for me, I, you know, I know that I know when I say magic, it makes some people go, I am not into that voodoo. Right? I am not into that voodoo. But what I'm going to say is this: I am as much a proponent for magic as I am for marijuana. And y'all know how much I love my marijuana, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you about the magic and about the full moon and all the things and how this all kind of works and what I'm talking about, right? Why I'm here tonight, okay? I believe we all have the power to tap into our own magic, and that is just your superpower. Maybe you're a math magician, right? Maybe you're great with numbers. Maybe you're somebody who, when you walk into a room, you can just make people feel better. Whatever, maybe you can like pet any animal, like no dog ever bit you. And so when I say magic and all the things, I don't mean that you got a letter to Hogwarts and that you had to go to like pick out a wand. I'm not saying that, right? I am saying the universal magic of discovery and awe and amazement and just natural everything, right? So I'm also, like I said, very much of Native American descent, and I know even the Farmer's Almanac. Okay, and if you're like so new to magic that it like makes you weirded out, even the Farmer's Almanac gives you directions on how to plant and how to do things based on the moon cycle, right? So, with that being said, if you're new to magic, the moon is a great place to start, right? The moon is magical to start with, just looking at the moon and the stars. If you're a stargazer or a nighttime person, right? Looking at the moon is just magical. And we can all agree, kind of like the day I did the live, and I'm like, okay, let's just figure out a place where we can all get to, right? Because we live in a world right now where it's very much my team versus your team. I smoke pot. I do not. Therefore, I don't like you. Right? I don't. I'm a Christian. You're a pagan. I don't listen to you. You're this. I'm that. Right? More than two. One thing can be true, but I always like to find like where's the just the basic middle ground that we can all find. Right? Just like I said, like we talk about like white privilege or things that we don't get in those political things or like the abortion stuff. We agreed, right, that the only difference was is that certain people have been able to vote longer than other people. We got to that middle ground. We could at least agree there, right? I'm not sure who this is, but we can get to the. We can all agree. We talks about magic, right? That the moon is something that has some power over our planet. It affects the tides, it affects planting, it affects harvesting. Even nurses and teachers will say, "Oh, it's a full moon. Watch out! The crazies come out tonight." Right? So we kind of all right. We can all see that there's a moon, and we can all see that it changes, and we can all see that different things happen at different times of the moon cycle. Right? Uh, for years and years and years, like menstrual cycles and things like that, were judged by the moon. So there's some validity throughout history, right? That the moon holds a little special power. Even if it's a timekeeper, right? So, with all of the mysteries and things of the moon, I figured this was a good place to kind of like if you're like here for the edibles, but the woo woo kind of intrigues you, that tonight would be a good place to start. Kind of like a gummy bear, right? So if you are new to edibles, I would tell you, let's start with our gummies. They're 10 milligrams. They're a great way to begin microdosing to see what your right amount of um, capacity for edibles will be, right? Let's see where you need to be with that. Let's start there. If you've never done it, you're scared, you're uncomfortable, gummies are a great place to start. So the moon is kind of like the gummy bears in the magic world, in my opinion, right? That's a good place to start. You can go through a month of moon cycles and talk about full moon and new moon and kind of get your feet wet and understand where this is kind of coming from, right? See that the people who kind of believe a little different don't bite. We don't like barbecue babies. We don't do weird shit. It's just more about being in touch with our gut intuition and the moon and the stars. So tonight we're going to talk about the moon for a second, okay? So the full moon is the time of letting that go of that which does not serve you. And we are going to think of things that no longer you need to let go of, things that you're ready to like rid yourself of. And that's what you can do during the full moon. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Again, talking about magic and not being scary. Do we charge our, does, who charges their crystals by the full moon? A lot of us do, right? Now, I can take all of my crystals throughout my house and I can take them all outside and let them sit outside. under cloudy skies where the moon's not hitting them if they're outside. Or I can open up all the curtains and have this big wall of windows and let them sit here, and they can still charge. I do make moon water and all the things like that. You could do any of those things. You can charge your crystals. That's full moon kind of energy. I'm gonna do a crystal grid maybe. Maybe not so much. I don't know. I might not do one until the new moon to kind of like for manifesting and supercharge the manifesting. Um, I go out sometimes I do journal, like make myself a little like kind of like a it's the full moon. Here's some things that I have realized. I'm gonna talk about I'll journal about the card today and my thoughts on that. But I will also make a list on a separate sheet of paper of the things that I want to let go of. And I will go outside tonight or I will do it in my office in a little sacred area and I will just kind of do a little meditation. I'll find some of the right palm stones. I'll probably put on a little like meditation music. And then I am going to um, put those things on the release paper and I'm going to burn those things, right? And I'll burn those and get rid of them. I said, okay, I've released these things. They no longer serve me and they are now out of the way because what I'm doing is I'm letting go of the things and I'm just letting it go. I'm like letting it, putting it out to the universe. Like it's not mine anymore. It's energy that no longer serves, right? And then and then it gives me room for the new moon to manifest all of that which now has a place for it. And that's how I combine I always like to see the how and the why and the connection and the understanding. And if you're new here, that's the easiest thing that I can explain, right? For me, the full moon is a time to let go of that which does not serve me, to allow me a capacity to be able to obtain those things on the new moon, which I'm trying to manifest and bring into my life. So it's inhale the good stuff, exhale the bad stuff, right? Exhale the bad stuff, the negativity. And that's exactly what I'm doing, right? I'm exhaling the things that are not serving me, and then on that new moon, I'm going to inhale again those things that are positively affecting. So that's something that I do. But what I think is so interesting because I'm gonna, I just give credit. I really do work with either My Mystical Life or with Dragonfly Alchemy Mystery School. And so what I can tell you is this: both of those lineages of magic, right? Both of those places and those communities that I'm a part of, and this group, if you're here with me, we believe that intent matters and good vibes, right? And you should be able to make your practice your practice. That's how I feel about it. Now, I'm not doing any kind of like spell work or any of that. I don't do any of that. Like I'm just talking about like protecting my energy, calling in like good light energy and heart energy for Reiki, things like that. Now, talking about Reiki, we're going to go into that. I am having some right shoulder pain that is crazy. And I had someone also contact me yesterday that's in the group here who does Reiki, and she's like, I'm sending some light energy to you, distance. I'm like, I'll take it. I love it. And she said, hey, this is a past emotional trauma. And Carly's been finding that in this shoulder as well. It's a past it's shadow work I'm still working through. And so, as much as I know that it's also orthopedic and all the things, if I went and got an x ray, I know that the root cause, emotional cause, is also ASMR, my cans opening. Um, uh, it is also that. So for me to be able to give Reiki, I need to be kind of healed in myself. Not 100%, I know, but I need to be able to be a protected energy and be able to send that energy through you. And right now, every time I try to call it in, it's soaking in and it's going here, right? It's going right here. And so give me the rest of this week. And then I plan on making appointments starting next week for the 5 practice sessions. And I know Ashley, you're on that list 100%. I've got several people who want to do that. And so I appreciate you all bearing with me and allowing me to practice my own special kind of magic. So those are some of the reasons why I wanted to come on here tonight. And then I said, you know what? I'll do a couple of card pulls. Dennis said he was here. I'm going to do intuitive picks from the card decks to figure out which deck I should read for everybody. I've got several. I've even got my runes out, and I am actually kind of pulling being pulled to try to mess with these a little bit more. So one of the things I do want to tell you is what I'm planning, and I want your thumbs up, your hearts, whatever. So with the Reiki sessions, the way that I'm going to do those is I am going to start with we'll get the space ready. We'll get you comfortable. We're going to start with doing kind of an intake, and I am going to ask you just a couple of questions like, hey, have you ever had this done before? Are there any specific areas that you would like me to focus on today during our session? Just kind of going over kind of what to expect. And then we are going to do a card pull. We're going to do a little 3 card pull for you. And then from the 3 card pull, we will check to see with my pendulum. I'm wearing it. um, what your chakras are looking like. And then we will do a Reiki session for you. It'll probably take about an hour to an hour and a half. So and I'm new at it, so I'm only going to do about one per day that I schedule them. So I'll probably do like 2 a week for the next several weeks. So if you can't get in on my availability the first week, don't worry. We'll figure out some availability differently the next week. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to test each of the chakras, and then we will do the Reiki healing, and that lines up the chakras and get this back into balance. And then anywhere else, like if you got some back pain or shoulder pain or whatever, we'll focus on healing energy there. The big thing is to come in comfortable clothes, right? Be comfortable. Bring a lot of water. Bring your big water bottle. If you have a special blanket or a pillow, if you're funny about pillows and blankets, I'm gonna do it in my recliner chair because it's really comfortable to like sit there and I can kind of walk around that and do the things I need to do. It's what I've got right now because I'm not really doing Reiki to like make money off of it. I'm doing it as like I'm not doing it as a business. I'm doing it as I'm practicing so that I can get better at it. I've been sitting into the food like crazy. It's like oh, right, but it's time to practice on y'all now. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. So, Dennis, I am going to pull a card from you um, for from our sacred spirit cards, and I am going to actually be getting a couple of new decks in. But this one, something about the front of this, and it's interesting because it was the imagery of the stag that kind of drew me to this deck for you, Dennis. It was that imagery because that's what I was like. That's Dennis energy, right? It's like a deer, very regal and very strong, but very shy, right, and hidden all the time. And it's like when you see that grand like buck deer, you don't see it often, but it's off in the distance, and it just kind of like catches your eye when you do, and it's almost like they don't recognize their own like majesticness. I don't know. It's just okay. Ooh, wow. There's a lot going on in this card. There's a lot going on in this card, Dennis, and it's interesting because it seems like to me like you kind of know this. Look at this card. There's a lot going on here. This card it says hidden realms create a conscious awareness. And it's so interesting to see this card because it looks like it's like the puppet master, like the top of the pyramid, right? The all knowing. It also reminds me of like some sacred geometry. It's got the blue colors like Archangel Michael, but look at how pretty that card is. But all the things that are underneath, it's like all the things that await, like all the many different things that you've been interested in that you've been kind of tampering with and looking at. And it's kind of like all you have to do is kind of like wield the power of it, like pick, create your consciousness, create your conscious awareness of that. Um, there's so much going on. There's just like it's like anything you could think of, like fairy creatures and like space and past. It looks like there's like every like metaphysical like genre you could think of, right? And it's like you're up here, like I know it's all there, but I don't know which one I want to play with. Like I'm not sure which one. And it's kind of like you just have to create your own awareness of it and learn how it's going to learn how it's going to help you in your life. Because it's so interesting, it's that a lot of people don't realize that when we talk about having a superpower or being a light worker or like knowing all this woo woo kind of stuff, like the moon stuff, It is more about not about so much about like having a crystal ball and going on tour, right? It is more about how to utilize those things to make better choices and better decisions in our own daily life. How to raise our level of consciousness. So the idea of this really, this is what this is actually speaking to me about. This is kind of where it's going. It's all about like any and all of these things, like the awareness of any and all of these things, raises the collective vibration, right? So create your conscious awareness of it, right? See how, like, when you're going to create an awareness of it, it's kind of like, how am I going to interact with this in a way in which it's going to be of a benefit or of a service in some way? Because if not, do I really need to mess with it, right? So it's about you kind of coming to terms and figuring out what that looks like for you. That's weird. I don't know. Like, I feel like that makes sense to you, Dennis. Um, and it's really interesting because it's like tears too. It's like okay, I'm okay. I'm comfortable here. Like I've already showed my face there, but I'm not comfortable here yet, right? It's like I'm just give me a second. I got this, right? So that is the card I have for Dennis. Does anybody else? I know y'all a lot of you on here, so I'm gonna do a couple more. Does anybody else like the card? Would anybody else like one tonight? I'm gonna, do a couple more tonight, if y'all would like. Ashley Joswicki. Ashley. Okay, Ashley. Then I got Kim. I'm gonna do it in order. I'm gonna leave you highlight that way I can find it. We can see red. Got the munchies. All right. So let me figure out which card deck I want to pull for you, Miss Ashley. Yep. You're gonna get a believe in your own magic card. Hey girl, hey. Believe in your own magic. I love this deck. It's my witches, mermaids, and witches, mermaids, and princesses. That's the cards that are in this one. I love this deck. The imagery on this is beautiful, and it's got that youthful kind of the youthful magic. And I love Ashley so much, y'all. Ashley is one of my local customers or clients. She gets to come by here and see me. Uh, Thank you. Absolutely get it. Okay, okay, it makes sense to you because I'm getting this. The downloads are coming fast tonight, and you know. So I listened to a podcast the other day. Carly did a podcast with this other girl. This other lady that's a light worker. Okay, I'm going to show you the person who said "me please" under Dennis. I don't know who that is. And it says Facebook user. Just give me your name, not a problem. But actually, you have this like vibrance of youthful, like just, and she also exudes kindness. Like something about Ashley's energy is just kind. And the reason that I thought about this is here's where I was at. I was listening to this podcast that Carly did with this other light worker named Lauren, and she was talking about how she has been acquiring all these skills for years and she never shared them because she had a fear of coming out about her magic. And she understood why and all the things, and we talked about that. But she said that someone told it to her with like, think of all the people you could have helped over the last 15 years with your energy, and you didn't, right? So, hey, Everil. Okay, perfect. So, Everil, you're after Kim. I got you. Um, so, Ashley, I'm going to encourage you to tap into your magic a little quicker because I feel like you have such a kind heart and such big energy that you could really, truly make a difference in a lot of people's lives. I know that Ashley has a little Scentsy business, which is amazing. It's awesome. Like, if you like scents and things like that, I got my little to go one around here over there. Get the to go pods from it. But I think Ashley has got some super duper magic, and I love her very much. She's gonna be on my home therapy staff one day. I just know it. She's gonna be one of my catering girls. I just feel it in my bones. I just feel it in my bones that she's gonna come be a hippie chick, right? Um, Ashley, your card today. Ooh, okay, Ashley. Okay, okay. I'm gonna call you in real quick because I feel like you're so silly, Terry. I felt you like blushing. I love you so much. I really do. You have no idea. Like I really do. Like your energy. Like when Ashley comes to my house, I probably talk to her longer than I should because I soak up her energy. Like some people's energy, I'm like, I need that love and light. Like she like recharges my battery. She really does. I'm like, okay, I feel bad, but you're young and you've got more of that energy I need to. I'm like, not in a bad way. I'm like, oh, I love like basking in it. But Ashley, your card today is not as like it's interesting. It's see all the roses and the girls in the bathtub just kind of sad about something, and it says forgive, right? And it says forgive. Um, I feel like the person that you need to forgive, and I don't know why I feel this way. I feel like you like are hard on yourself, and I know it's a very generic statement, right? Who's not, right? But I feel like you might be a little harder than you need to be on yourself, and it's so interesting. This is interesting. Is what it says as well. I felt like this is about. I don't know. Maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. Hang on. It might be both. I don't know. You will know. It's not for me to know. You've been holding a grudge against somebody in your life. Maybe it's a loved one, or maybe it's yourself. This isn't a card telling you that you must learn to practice forgiveness. No, forgive them on your own terms if and when you feel ready to do so. This is simply a nudge for you to consider whether that time is the present. Don't let forgiveness feel like an obligation, but like a shiny red hope that gets you through your sleepless night, late night. And I'm feeling very big, big energy that this forgive card is both inward and outward. And what's interesting to me is that whenever that card said it's not to say to forgive them, it's to give you the nudge. What the message that came in for me huge from your angels, guides, and helpers were that forgiveness is never for the other person. Forgiveness is always for us. And that if you can't forgive um, in this arena, that you should do a meditation and your higher self should have a conversation with that person's higher self. And that if it is with you, then your conscious self needs to have a conversation with your higher self. You need to go have a talk with your inner child, your higher self, do a little inward meditation. Thursday night, we're going to be doing a guided meditation, hopefully another guided meditation. If not, I'm gonna get one together. Um, if y'all would like to do more of those meditative type things, and that's something we can work on, we'll put those things together as well. We'll pull in some more times to kind of like um, teach us how to go into meditation and kind of find our guides and things. There's resources. I can help you find those resources. But what is interesting with me on this one, it's okay. So Ashley's not done. She's like, I know what this is about. It was always about. It was this card was telling me it's like the act of forgiving. It's that's the I don't know how to say it. It's like I can feel it. It's a feeling, not a word. What I'm saying. Share, Heather. Share. Yeah. Can you send me a picture of that? I can. I can. And it's a red. It's in the bathtub. It's a beautiful card, and it's like a feeling I'm getting. Right. It's like it's like how it feels right now. Like almost like a lump in my throat. And then when I'm like, but I'm not angry. Like, and then it's almost like this instant sense of like, oh, right? And I feel like that's what you're carrying around. It's like this lump in your throat. And that whenever you can actually like move in this way, active forgiveness is a reward, right? It's a reward for you because you're no longer carrying it. And it goes into that whole thing where it's like, I forgive you. Doesn't mean that I'm going to eat dinner with you. Doesn't mean that we're going to go like hang out and like get mimosas. But it means that I'm no longer carrying this anger around because I told Red and I talking earlier tonight. I was like, energy. We talk about it all the time about how energy is never ending. It's just energy is energy, but you can transform energy. You can release energy. You can get new energy, but energy is always there, right? And so you can change the energy and the relationship you have with that by the act of forgiveness. So I will definitely send this card to you, girlfriend. I will take a picture of it right now. Um, like I said, sometimes I'm like, I don't like giving messages. Sometimes I'm like, ugh. It's always like, dude, going in. I was like, I don't love this, right? There you go. I got that picture taken. So I can put this one back on deck and not forget. Okay. Ooh, that was big energy. Like Ashley, does that make? I guess that makes perfect sense to you. Okay. Now we have. Is that good? Everybody, that makes sense. Everybody good? Okay. Can y'all do me a favor and give me a hashtag Grateful Fed and tag somebody in the comments? Appreciate you. Okay. Whew, okay, we have Kim Abanian. I'm trying to figure out which card deck I'm going to pull for Kim. All right. So I've been told to call a butterfly card for you. Something about this. Um, okay, it does. Okay, perfect. It does. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. Because you know how it does. Sometimes it does, sometimes okay. So Kim, this was I kind of got pulled this because the butterfly is about transformation, and I feel like you've been going through a little transformation as of late. I don't know what it's about, but I feel like things have been changing for you as of late. All right, so Kim's next, and then anybody else? Okay, so I've got Kim next. That's the last person I've got that wants a card. And Everil. Everil's after Kim. So it was. I needed to see that was what it was. Okay, I'm gonna hold that right there. Okay, so we're gonna. Kim, was it your left leg that got hurt? My left leg is like hurting all of a sudden. Ho 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 ho! Decisions. Decisions. That's what the transformation is card thing's about. Okay. Okay. Hang on. No, I said my left. Yeah. My. Oh, that's what my left knee was like throbbing. I thought that may have been the leg you hurt. My left knee was just like on fire. Um, is there a decision about that coming up? Is there like a decision about surgery on that left knee? Because it's interesting. Like it was about decisions, and I'm like, um, is this a decision about transforming? And I kind of instantly it was like my knee went like stinging awful bad. Like I was like, I feel like this is related because all my stuff's on the right side right now. So I'm like, that doesn't feel like mine. That feels like somebody else's. And then I got this one about decisions. And it's interesting because I picked up the deck. Surgery is sure on the table. Yeah. So interestingly enough, was pulled to this deck because of the butterfly for you. And what I was feeling was it's like she's got a decision to make. And then I pull a decision card, right? Surgery is okay. It's sure on the table. Yeah. Um, and here's what I'm going to tell you. Sorry, I don't. I don't know. I feel like there's been like some bad decisions that have been made, and because of that, you're not trusting your intuition because it went back to the amethyst. It says trust your intuition with decisions, and that the decisions you made before were from a place where you're not at now. Like you've been through a transformation. So I don't know. Does that make sense to you, Kim? It's like I don't know if the knee thing was just something to kind of confirm. I don't know. It was just talking about um, there's always a delay in decision making because there was like some bad choices that maybe you feel like you can't make a good decision, like you've been told that or something. I don't know. Like that's what I don't know. It's like saying like don't worry about that. You weren't that person. You're not that person anymore, and you know what the hell's right for you. You know what you need to do for you. and you need to stand in that and like be true to the transformation. Now, I also think that if you need to have surgery on that knee, you might need to do it because that was weird. Just so you know. So that makes sense to you because it is just saying like it. I think the big thing for me was the debt because of the transformation. Right? It was like the way that you made decisions prior to your transformation. Now you need to make them with more like steadfastness. So that's what I'm picking up for you. So that makes sense to you. Everil, and it was weird. It was like I could feel all that. Like, I don't know. It's strange how messages have been coming in lately, as far as like more of a. It's like I get all these like emotional feelings like in my stomach, and then it's like, okay, let me explain this emotional feeling you're feeling. I'm like, thank you. Okay. Um, we are. Let's see if this has got. Um, Everil. Ooh, I have not pulled out of this one. I will always say, okay, perfect. Kim, you're welcome. So you need to stand in your power. Trust that you know how to make a decision because you do. Don't let people take that away from you, right? Here's the thing too, y'all. I'm gonna tell you this is such a generic thing, but it's just sometimes these messages come in as maybe something simple for some people, but for other people, it's something that they desperately needed to hear. They're not doing, and I feel like I'm like, we all know to like make better, like, but sometimes our angels, guides, and helpers have to tell us those things. Kind of like Ashley's forgive, right? It's the nudge. Think about it. That's what that card was about, right? It's the nudge to say, hey, you don't have to carry that, right? It's the perfect night to release that energy, to let go of that, right? The perfect time to do that. The full moon energy. Everil, I'm going to pull you from the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I'm going to tell you what this deck, when I first got it, it was like I was hot on fire. It was hot on fire. Um, is that if that is Savannah, I can certainly pull on a card. You can still get a card if you'd like to. Um, Hugs, mama. I'm gonna go ahead and do this card for Everett. This is our Archangel Power card. This has got some really nice imagery, and it's got some big angels as well. This card jumped on me. The Four of Ariel. Meredith. No, Meredith, sweetheart. It is showing that. Showing that. But I do have Everil, so it's Everil, and it was me, please. That's why I've got Everil, and then I can do a couple more. But Everil, this card is very interesting to me. When I first saw it, the first thing that popped into my brain, which is always kind of like a weird message when it came in, it was Bridgerton. It was the imagery, right? It's me, Heather John's last signal. It's me. Oh, someone said here. Okay, I was so confused because here's what's showing on my side. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I did pull this card with calling Everil in. Okay, so I said it's me, please, and then I say it's Everil, and then I'm so confused. And then I saw Heather here, and then I see this. So I wasn't sure who that all that is. So we're gonna do this for Everil, then we'll do the next one for Heather, and then we're gonna do Meredith. Okay. So Everil got the Four of Ariel, and it says, "When you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money." And this card has got an angel in the background, right? It's like ground, it's like very like Englandy kind of richy kind of ground. And the guy in the forefront at first looked like one of the Bridgerton boys, but now he looks like a samurai the closer up that my old eyes get to it, because it also has some, uh, like, see that, like, uh, building behind it that kinda goes with the samurai kind of look, right? What was interesting to this was it popped out to me, it was about the, when you give, you receive, and the whole, like, forgiveness card came in, and for Everil, if you're watching, this was pulled with you in mind. It is to me, this card is really saying that, there have been some arguments and some fussing and fighting over the way that things like finances and time spending, like, are you spending time here or there, where your energy is going? There have been some arguments over that. And it seems to me that if you can step back and maybe give, you will in turn receive. And um, I think that it's one of the situations where you're like, I've given enough. Um, it's a time to make a decision whether do you give enough or are you done giving. And if you've not done giving, then you need to give a little bit more, and you understand that. And I don't know what that means. So if you got that, you got that. I don't. That's, that's what I got, girlfriend. So Meredith. After Heather, I'm going to do Meredith. If that's cool with everybody, can I get some? Yes, that's cool. Hell yes, we good. Um, so I've got Heather and then Meredith. And if anybody else wants one, I'll do one more after those two. So we're going to do Heather, Meredith, and then if anybody else wants a card, I'll do one more card to grab it. For Meredith, you know what? I mean Heather. I'm sorry, Meredith. So Meredith, I know what cards I'm going to pull for you. Ah, did my internet messed up? Okay, so for Heather, I know what cards I'm going to pull for you. I'm going to pull the four agreements for um, Heather Jones, who I'm pulling for now. I'm going to also do a Believe in Your Own Magic because something told me that was the deck you needed because we've been talking about you believing in your own magic for a while, and you definitely do. Heather, you're good. Heather's got a little buzz. I can feel it. I can feel her stone. uh, okay, so I've got Heather, which I'm pulling for now, Meredith, and then I'll do Savannah Hardy next. Okay. Okay, Heather, your card, your card jumped out. Oh my gosh, your card jumped out. Okay, this morning, the world awaits you. So here's what it's saying to me, just from not even having to read the book, Heather. It's just saying that whenever you're ready, whenever you are ready, the world awaits you. Don't be 15 years in the making, but whenever you're ready, the world awaits you. It says morning. Let's see what the card actually reads. But for me, it's saying like, "Hey, we're just waiting. We know you're going to do it in your own time." It's like kind of like there's no alarm clock, right? It looks like they're just waking up as they want to. There's no rules. Looks like outside it's water. So that's what it looks like to me, right? It looks like to me it's like just whenever you decide it's morning. There are no rules. Do you all in divine time? But let's see what the book actually says about it. Okay. Interesting. All of the imagery there. Lots of blues and yellows too. So morning. This is oh my gosh, Heather. Ooh, okay. You've been alive, sure. You've been waking up, doing what you need to get through your day, going back to sleep, repeat. Have you been living though? Truly living? I think you need to hear this now more than ever. Your life is incredibly precious out there. The world awaits you. Now is the time to make good moments and learn to treasure them as they come. And I know Heather's journey. And this card is just letting her know, we know, before all of this, she just woke up, did the thing, did it again. And now it's like there's this whole new world out there. This is telling you, you're on the right track, girl. You were always meant to be here. We are so glad that you came over to the light side. And like people joke, come to the dark side. I'm like, we're not the dark side. I'm like, we are not. I do not. I like come to the light side. Moments, not money. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like just come out and play, right? Just you're on the right path. We've been waiting for you, right? Um, I want to steal you one morning to go to the secret beach. Oh, that sounds like fun, y'all. All right, so then we have Miss Meredith, which we're going to pull from our Four Agreements deck, which is a new deck for me. But I feel like there's an agreement that she needs to hear about. I don't know. We're going to find out. Heather, does that make sense to you, darling? Because I'm telling you what it's saying to me is just like, you were right. You were just going through the motions, right? And like she said, moments, not money. Moments, not money. And she's exactly right. And Meredith, The Four Agreements is a book by Don Miguel Ruiz. I tell everybody who's here in the Home Therapy group, you should read it. We should do a book club on this book. It's that good. So we're going to pull a card from Miss Meredith. Meredith, I feel like you're a little anxious. A little anxious. Like a little heart palpitation. You have too much caffeine today. What's up, Elizabeth Clark? This card stuck out at me. This is the card we're pulling tonight. Ooh. Haha. Your card says, don't make assumptions, discover the truth. The problem with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, then we react by sending emotional poison with our word. This creates a whole big drama for nothing. What this is telling me, Meredith, is that there's been exactly what it says. There's been some assumptions made, right? There's been some assumptions made, and that when there's misunderstandings, right, that's when everything kind of falls apart. So it's very important not to like hold value to things that are assumed. It's important to get to the bottom of it and go to the source. Like, don't do the drama. I'm getting that. Don't do the drama. Don't do the he said, she said, or I didn't mean that. Or just say, hey, here's here's what happened. Here's the situation, and move forward. Um, it's interesting because it talks about we then create poison with our word, right? And I'm feeling like there's a situation where um, it's either happened or it needs to be nipped in the bud before it happens because words can really um, can be good used for good magic or bad magic. And I feel like whatever situation this is talking about is like if you use those words, it uses the word poison here, that it's going to really like cause a big rift, and it's going to be a bigger deal than it needs to be for nothing, and it's over something very very silly. So do not make assumptions. Either if you're like in the middle of something, fix it, right? Fix the misunderstanding, or there's something that's coming up in the very near future, or it's already started to like kind of the dominoes, or I'm seeing like dominoes starting to fall. So I feel like whatever it is, like the dominoes for that have already started to fall. There's been some misunderstanding, and versus clearing it up, everybody's just mad, nobody's talking. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's what I'm feeling. And this card with this box was like it's near this box, so apparently that is for you, darling. Somehow, some way, some shape, some fashion, some form. That is for you, my dear. Okay, now Savannah, you are still here. You want a card? You got a little minute after that one because that one feels like there's something going on. This is good. This is really good. I mean, really, really good. Okay, Savannah's there. Okay. You're gonna get a believe in your own magic card, Savannah. Super excited. 2 minutes away from my blondie. Yeah. I'm pulling Savannah in. Oh my gosh. Oh, you got a double card. These both turned over. It's interesting. Okay. You got confidence. It comes with time and practice. And you got the shark. Swim away from this situation. So what I'm hearing in my head is don't let your lack of confidence put you in a situation you don't need to be in. You have to be confident enough to swim away from the bad situation. And these came together for a reason. And you know what this is about. I don't know what this is about, but you know what it's about. And it's interesting. The first card is confidence. It comes with time and practice. And it looks like a young girl who's got her life together. Like she's like, I'm on this train. I'm going out for adventure. Like right now, maybe a little nervous about things, but as my trip goes, I'm on a trip of confidence, finding my confidence. And I feel like that's kind of a journey that you're on right now. Is kind of like a journey into like really discovering who you are and learning how to stand in like who you are. Um, I know Savannah. I don't know. We're doing Savannah's card. I don't know. This is what I'm getting from my gods. Um, and this says it comes with time and practice. It seems like everywhere around you, people are chatting about how confident they are and just how freeing it feels. You wish you could relate to them, but you haven't gotten there yet. Listen, it's all right. Confidence is not like an instant or overnight evolution. Just like with everything else, it takes time, practice, and a lot of unlearning toxicity, right? And that's what this is telling me, right? This is telling me that you're on that journey of like finding out who exactly you are and whatever situation you're supposed to swim away from, right? Whatever situation it's supposed to be. Um, it's like polar opposites. It's like you're like in the same boat, but you're not. Shark swimmer for the situation, right? And it's basically saying like this is not the one for you. Don't do it. And I feel like the confidence marker with this one is like these things go together. And it says shark swim away from this situation. Um, think of this as the lover's reverse from traditional tarot. You've been hanging around a bloodthirsty shark, and they've hurt you before. This can refer to a lover or could refer to another loved one, such as a friend or a family member. To put it simply, you deserve better treatment, and you're never going to find it with them. Leave now. Situations like this often grow so dire that you no longer feel safe swimming away. So I knew that these were pulled together as saying you have to have the confidence to swim away from this situation. And when you find this confidence, you'll not find yourself in this situation again. And that's the message that I have for Savannah. And I feel like it's a very big message for you. You know what this is. So Mary says, I'm stumped. So it's either the assumptions I'm thinking, my ex is thinking. So it may be like if you did that, that's a good thing, right? It talks about like don't make assumptions. So it's saying that you can either use your words for poison, right? So if you're assuming things, what it's saying is that you can you just it's it's the attitude that comes from the not knowing, the assuming. And I don't know, it's either happened and maybe you did fix it, or it was about to happen. I don't know. That's what came in. I don't know. I don't have any more clarity. I could pull a clarifying card, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that would help. He threw my cards in disgust earlier. Okay. I don't know. Maybe you can assume that. Yeah, so it's either assuming I'm thinking. Yeah. I don't know. He threw my cards in disgust earlier. Oh my gosh. After just. Oh no. I'm not sure. You're welcome. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. It didn't give me any clarity. It didn't give me any more clarity. All right, y'all. Tammy is a tired woman tonight. I appreciate you all for coming and being here tonight. I appreciate you giving me Tuesday night. We'll just talk about it Tuesday. We got to pull a few cards. I'm going to encourage you to find some things that are no longer serving you. Maybe it's relationships. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's whatever is in your way right now. Whatever is getting in your way right now, right? Whatever that core reason is that you are not doing what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. I want you to take some time this evening. We're going to do one more card as a collective card. We're going to do one more card as a full moon collective card if y'all want to stick around for that. I am going to do it because I'm going to use it for my meditation when I get off of here. I am going to create a little space in my office. I'm going to turn the lights down low. Turn off the lights. Turn down the moon. Turn down his voices. Y'all can really hear how I sing, right? Inside my head. um, so I'm glad I didn't have my headset on for that. I didn't have to hear it. We are going to pull a collective card for the group tonight for our full moon messages. Full moon messages. I did not feel called to pull a room card tonight. I did not have the energy to kind of do the things that need to be done for that. But we are going to pull a collective crystal card tonight for the group. For the I love you night, Heather. We're gonna go. We're gonna pull this crystal card for the group for the full moon ritual. If you do one, you do one. If you don't, you don't. Make it yours. But I always tell people, like, do what you do for you. I'm going to do my little burning thing. Little burning thing. Also, want to show y'all. Don't forget as well. The munchie of the month is still available. Somebody got 2 of these. It's a nice chunk of a marshmallow fruity pebble bar with your Love is Love sticker and your rainbow koozie. This person has a 2-pack. Plus, you can also get the Rice Krispie treat bars, a little smaller than that, for $10. They are a smaller serving size, $20 serving size, but they're there. So let's go ahead and do this new moon, this full moon, sorry, crystal affirmation card for tonight. Calling in on my angels, guides, and helpers, all those there to assist me, calling you in and calling you now. Please thank you for your perfect channel. Message I'm about to give, select group. Give us the message for the full moon tonight, and that is going to be our card tonight. That's Rhodochrosite. Remember your worth. Rhodochrosite. Remember your worth. That's a beautiful, beautiful pink slab of rhodochrosite. A rhodochrosite. Remember your worth. And if you're doing a release tonight, what you might need to release is self doubt. What you might need to release or get rid of is negative self talk. Those are things that you can kind of let go of, things that no longer serve. Let go of that limiting belief. Those are things you can let go of. Let go of the lack of confidence. Like, I'm going to step into my power. I'm letting go of my fear. And that's the one thing I always do. I'm letting go of fear because I always want to operate from a heart space. And it vibrates better, right? So if you want to operate from the heart space, release fear tonight. That's the only other place it comes from. Fear or love. I'm operating from love. Let go of fear. Rhodochrosite, remember your worth. Often we are our own biggest critics. It's important to stay open to the various forms of self affirmation, but you just might be looking for your worth in all the wrong places. Know that who you are as a person makes you worthy. Rather than turning into other people or a list of accomplishments for validation, find your worth from within. Your life has meaning regardless of any titles, experiences, or skills. You are important because you are you. When you know your worth, your self esteem will skyrocket. Know exactly what you deserve and settle for nothing less. I mean, that's a very clear full moon message, right? Know your worth and settle for nothing less. Get rid of all those things that are not worthy of you. Fear is not worthy of you. Get rid of it. You have to make room for what you're going to manifest on that new moon, right? What you're going to bring into your life, what's going to come to like better serve you, right? Your core question tonight: do you feel worthy? Put that in your journal tonight. Do you feel worthy? Do you deserve more out of this life? Right? What would life look like if you acknowledged your true value? Kind of going back to it's so interesting the beginning of this conversation, right? Understanding your true magic, understanding the true value. That's your magic, right? Your value is your magic. It's like whenever you step into that power and unlock that confidence and unlock that self acceptance. I mean, the conscious self awareness. all of the things we talked about tonight, when you can step into believing in yourself, when you can step into loving yourself, when you can step into acknowledging that you have amazing gifts that this world deserves, you when you know your worth, right? It unlocks so many. Just it unlocks the vast array of just the word that they're showing me like a vast array of like networks. It's showing me like this is like, almost like an ascension, right? It just opens up the things you could never even dream of. Your affirmation with this crystal, I am worth it. I love that so much. I'm going to incorporate that into my ritual sometime tonight. I am worth it. Don't settle for anything less than you deserve. So that's Rotary Like that's our group card tonight for our new moon or full moon. 'Cause I'm tired. Our full moon. Now, be advised that we will not be live tomorrow night for What's Up Wednesday. I will be at Virginia Beach Amphitheater doing a little boot scoot boogie, doing some Kenny Chesney concert. We're gonna leave here about 2 o'clock tomorrow. Being home late, late, late. I'll get things rock and rolling again Thursday morning. I will be here till noon tomorrow doing work. After that, I'm getting ready to head out the door, taking a little time. I'm allowed to do that, right? I know my worth, and I'm worth a concert, right? So, y'all, I love each and every one of you. As always, I am grateful for you. Appreciate you sticking around tonight, coming to see us. We have our mindful meditation, our heart space meditation on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. That's the new time and place, right? It's going to be on Zoom. I've dropped the link. We hope to see so many people there. Please tell a friend, invite your loved ones. If you have people you want to add to the list, please add them to the list. We are here to give back. We are excited that we are getting this going finally. It's Summer of Love. It's the full moon. It's June. It's all the things it's popping up. It's Father's Day. We do have a few little steals and deals for you. You know, we still have the white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, and those things are good as shit. The oatmeal raisin cookies. We've got the Father's Day bundles, which comes with 3 cookies, a pre roll, and a hot sauce. It comes with fruit. We also have Fruity Pebbles bars. So we have lots and lots of stuff. Next week we're gonna have some other fun stuff. So on that note, as we all know how we end these lives every time, peace, love, and feast. As always, stay elevated. I will see y'all next time. Until then, later.